Hi everyone, it's Sarah here, and this is Monday's video, which is going to be making a card. I'm going to try and make cards on Mondays and try and do a little theme for every day of the week. So a shaker card is what I want to make today. I like taking photographs of my dogs, and when our little girl Isla was just a puppy, I took a nice little photograph of her, and this is her sleeping on the sofa. So I wanted to incorporate this into a shaker card. So what I've done is I've got the photograph, and I have a Little Inker Designs stitched square border dies, and all I've done is I've popped that down and run it through the die cutting machine to make a frame, and then I run it through again just to make a backer. So that's the die cutting aspect of it. And I've also it's really nice cardstock, this. I picked it up at a craft fair up last year, I think it was, and I've never ever seen that kind of paper again, and it is lovely quality. So I've already gone ahead and popped one out already. So we've got our backing sheet and we've also got our frame. So what I'll do just now is I've already cut out a piece of patterned paper. Now I'm using this up from the thank you card that I posted on yesterday's video. I had a scrap left over at the side, and I thought that would look nice as a background on there, and then mount the pup's picture onto this background. So we'll go ahead and do that just now, and then we'll assemble our shaker card. I'm actually having quite a lot of fun getting back into crafting and making something every day, and it's quite rewarding, you know, actually using up your supplies, because I'm a terrible one for buying things and not using them. I like to sit and look at them, certainly with papers anyway. I'm a bit of a paper hoarder. And the thing with this card as well is you can change up the backgrounds if you want. You could do a coloured frame. I mean, it's entirely up to yourself. So I'm just going to make this card real time. I'm not going to speed it up, I'm just going to go with the flow. And if it takes me 20 minutes to make the card, it takes me 20 minutes to make the card. You don't have to hang around and watch if you don't want to, or you can speed through. But I just thought I would let it go real time today. There we go, so I've mounted that onto the back there, and then we just need to mount the picture of the pup. Now what I had done with previous pictures like this, I'd made cards to sell on my Etsy shop that were similar. I had printed out the photographs from my PC onto the printer here, and what I did was I put Versamark on them and put a clear embossing powder. So I might actually do that with this. If I can find my clear embossing powder, that's here, and my Versamark, which is here. There we go. Just to save any of the ink going astray and maybe getting a smudge or something like that on it. So I'll just coat this with a good coating of Versamark. There we go. And then I'll flip this over and cover it in the clear embossing powder. just pop that there just now, and then we'll get this embossing powder back into the tub. And I'll just get my heat gun, and I'll turn this on for a few seconds just to let it heat up, and then we'll put it down onto the photograph to start the embossing. And that also gives it a nice glossy finish. The sun's coming in my window here and you might not see that, but it just gives it a nice coating. So I'll let that dry for a second and we'll move on to our frame. Now I've got some Judikins clear acetate that's designed specifically for making shaker cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, and I've just got some score tape here, and I'm going to run it round the outside edge of the frame. And then we will put the acetate onto the tape to create the window. There we go. So I'm just going to take this off. There we go. And I've left the backing sheet on this just so that I can place this down. Then I'm going to trim off the excess. There we go. And the next stage will be to remove this piece and get some double-sided tape and run the tape along the edge as well. I've just got a big roll of Scotch tape here. Now what I like to do is cut this in half because it's just slightly bigger than my frame, and it's easier to trim it before you apply it than it is to apply it and then try and trim around the edges. And I always put my straight edge to the inside so that I get a nice clean line, and just trim that and get it as near to the window without you actually seeing it as possible. Run that along. Another piece, and then we'll go on to do our final edge, which is down here, and trim that. And I'll just stick this back onto here that I can use another time. Okay, so that's our frame done. Oops. And we'll just put that aside just now, and then we can come back to here and our photograph, and actually mount the photograph onto the patterned paper now that the embossing powder's had time to dry. Just about got all the backing of the adhesive, and then we're going to line this up and then stick it in the centre. And there we go. So that's the window, if you like, what's going to be inside. And then we're going to stick this on top once we put some sequins in. So what I'm going to do is just give this a quick brush to remove there's a little bit of embossing powder on the inside and out. That just gets rid of that. There we go. So now for our sequin mix, and I'm going to be using some of the Martha Stewart Crafts iridescent hearts and stars glitter, and I think I might use some of the lemon drop and sugar cube. So I'll just put in a little sprinkling of the sugar cube and a tiny little sprinkling of the lemon drop, and then I'm going to put in some sugar cube hearts. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is, you can see that, okay, that's maybe a little bit better. I'm going to remove the backing papers from the double-sided foam adhesive. I might actually put some more sequin mix in there. Put a little bit of the cotton candy pink. There we go. Then what we're going to do is put the backing straight down and try and line that up with the frame front. Then press down. And that's the shaker portion of the card. If you can see that. And all the little hearts and stars. Now what we've got to do is put this onto a card. And this measures, I've got my ruler handy, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I think it would look nice on a 5 by 5 card. So I think I already have card base already prepped somewhere. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop that onto the front and then pick a little sentiment for underneath. Actually, I'm wondering whether I should just change. That's a white card base and this one's actually an off-white creamy card base, so I might just put it on this instead. It looked a bit weird on that other one, just with having the stark white behind it. There we go. And when I make my cards, I like them to stay stuck. So I tend to use the best adhesive I can, which is, my choice is usually score tape, because you know when it's down it won't lift. There we go. And then we remove the backer from this, and then we can get that stuck down onto our card. But before I stick it down, I'm going to actually stamp my sentiment along the bottom. So bear with me a second and I'll just put this to the side, and then I'll pick a stamp and we'll stamp that down. So okay, so there's a really nice stamp on this clearly beesotted stamps set called Woodland Kisses, and at the bottom there it says, "You'll always be my baby." And I think that is quite fitting for the little Isla card. So we'll get this popped on. And then we can get this stamped. Okay, so I'm just using VersaFine Onyx black ink, and we'll ink up this stamp. And I'm just going to centre this card here so that I get this stamped correctly. There we go. And then we can just pop this card down. I just like to open it up and give it a press on the back. And that's our little puppy shaker card. I hope you liked that. I have been making a lot of shaker cards recently, but they're so much fun, and I just like finding different things to put in the centre. And you can just see the, not my camera, in the reflection, but you know, you can see the patterned paper just peeping out the outside edge there. So that's our little card for today. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all soon with something else either on here on YouTube or on my blog. So I'll catch you later. Bye for now.